Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you. We're ready to call our board meeting to order. And I will start by doing roll call of the board members. Mr. Mark Anderson?
Here.
Mr. Harry Block?
Here.
Mr. Bruce Mandrake?
Here.
Mr. Jack Turner?
Present.
And Lily Campbell. All board members present and accounted for. Thank you so much. Do we have public comments?
We do not have any public comments.
No public comments for today. Again, it certainly looks wonderful looking out there at every one of you. Thank you so much for being here this afternoon for our board meeting. We have some exciting things happening, and we appreciate the parents and the students who are here with us today. And Mr. Superintendent, I know you want to say the same thing, so we have an update with our superintendent at this time. Mr. Sample.
Okay, thank you so much, Madam President, members of the board, and to all of our wonderful audience members here tonight. I just want to take this opportunity to welcome everyone to our board meeting. I also just want to, as part of my report tonight, just begin by thanking the board for joining us earlier for a special board meeting in which we really took time to receive our Brown Act as well as ethics training for not only board but also staff. This training was led by our legal counsel, Mr. Jerry Simmons from Young Mini and Core. Once again, these are all things that as we continue to not only have best practices, but ensure that we as an organization are living our core value of integrity. So I just want to thank the board publicly for taking that time to be involved in that critical training with our legal counsel. All right, so a few items I just want to update everyone on. On November the 13th, we were excited really to welcome over 1,000 students from across GCC to our organization-wide college and career fair. This year's event brought together more than 75 vendors representing colleges, industry, workforce programs, community organizations. It was a powerful opportunity and event for our students to see the variety of options available for them. I definitely want to take the opportunity to thank a few people. First of all, I want to thank and affirm our entire college and career readiness team. Director Madden and that team really did a great job of pulling this event together and really taking it to another level this year. I want to thank our vendors, our volunteers, our staff, as well as the Aerospace Museum of California for hosting such an impactful experience. I also want to affirm and thank our board president as well as board members Anderson and Block for coming out and hanging out and attending the wonderful event. And again, I know each of them probably will, during their comments, share more, but that was just a crowning event. I will tell you, it was the first day of major rain in Sacramento, and so our community engagement team was out there, and I mean, the buses were rolling in, so just really proud of that event.
Rain all day.
I also want to share that COA Middle School hosted a parent information night for all of their 8th grade parents to really prepare them for high school, and they took the time to showcase and share what was happening with all of our high school options across the GCC as we really work hard to retain our families. You know, when you start supporting students from K all the way through 8, you want to keep them and you want to retain them so that they fully live the fullness of our portrait of a graduate. And so all of our high schools came and shared their programs. Want to definitely affirm Dr. Diego, the principal there at COA Middle School, for his work, as well as Director Anderson for attending the event, and then Assistant Superintendents Decoy and Elliott for being there, as well as Director Dillon. Really, it was a great and exciting night, and really proud of our high schools for coming out and sharing what they offer our students. Last month, we launched our new cohort of Empowering Leaders group. This was formerly our Teacher Leaders group. Our first session really focused on knowing ourselves as leaders and using tools like Strengths Finders as well as CKH 360 to understand how we lead and how others experience our leadership. Participants will be working on this throughout the year, really deepening their work and designing their own passion project. So we are happy to welcome our new cohort. Assistant Superintendent Takoya and myself are the primary leaders of this group, and we have outside speakers that come in from time to time to also participate in parts of it. Our independent study compliance training, we welcomed all of our independent study teachers and staff to participate in a compliance training to ensure that we remain aligned with state requirements and continue to provide high-quality instruction for our independent study students. This training was conducted by our legal counsel, Lisa Kaur from Young Minion Corps. Again, ensuring that we as an organization are really living that high level of integrity. That training I felt was very comprehensive and well attended. Our director, Mr. Campbell, will continue to work with our sites on ongoing compliance, but we felt that this training was important. I want to also share with the board that recently a new publication came out called Shaping the Future: 4 Leadership Pivots for Lasting Educational Impact. This is a book that was written by Lau Kurtman, but in chapter 3, GCC gets a nice little shout out where it talks about our portrait of a graduate and the work that we have done, and the title of the chapter is "A New Superintendent Uses the North Star to Bring Coherence to His School." So great book. I'll pass that around and let you look at that, but really proud of the work that collectively we as an organization have done to not only create the portrait, but live it, implement it, and hopefully we are fulfilling the promise that we've made to our students and our community. Finally, as this is our last board meeting before the holiday break, I just want to share my gratitude personally for everyone that is connected with our organization. You know, I have the honor of being the superintendent CEO, but really it's everyone here that makes this place what it is. And so I just want to personally say thank you. Thank you to our students. I just met three of those guys right there in front of their triplets. Yeah, they're waiting. But I'm just really proud of our students, our staff, our families, you, the board, our community partners. You really make this work and the work that we do possible. And so Gateway Community Charters would not be who we are without all of you. So I just needed to personally say that and wish that everyone has a safe, joyful, and restful holiday season. And with that being said, that is the superintendent's report.
Thank you, Mr. Superintendent. I'm going to ask each of you, just kind of look at the person sitting next to you, beside you, and I want to give you a reason for that. The superintendent just said it's because of you that GCC is what it is today, and that's true. Whether you're a board member, whether you're staff, whether you are students, whether you're parents, it's because of you that GCC is as it is today. And we, the 5 members of the board, those of us who work with you each day, we are so proud to be part of this organization. So thank you so much. Thank you, Mr. Superintendent. Thank you, board members, for all you do, and all of the staff people who are here tonight, and the students and the parents. We love you. Thank you. And so with that, we shall continue on with our board agenda. And we have a study session, item 4. Student report to the board, and it's from Futures High School.
Yes.
Okay, you want to bring them in, Mr. Superintendent?
I will bring these 2 exciting young ladies up. So board, I'm excited tonight to welcome these 2 students from Futures High School who will be sharing tonight's student report. Our student speakers are also members of the Superintendent's Advisory Board. Why are you smiling like that?
Because I waved at her and messing with them.
These 2 students are members of the Superintendent Student Advisory Council, but they're also active leaders at Futures High School. So if you would give this opportunity to welcome Barina and Valeria to come on up. Valeria.
Yeah, thank you.
I know. Hey, ladies, you're on.
Hi. Good evening, Madam President, GCC Board, and Superintendent Sample. My name is Brina Abizada. I'm a 10th grader attending Futures High School. And I'm Maria Hernandez, and I'm an 11th grader. So right now we're gonna get to know us. So next 2 slides will be about me and Valeria. Okay, I'll go first. This beautiful lady right here is Brina Abizada. She's a sophomore now. It's her 2nd year in Futures High School. She's an ESSEC member too, and she's an overachiever. Like, this girl, like, AP classes, honor classes, like, she's a leader, everything, and she's a 2nd year secretary in Futures and an NHS member, and also a very proud nine. She shows, like, a lot of leadership skills, and she's always bringing that positive energy to Futures. All right, and next slide. It's about my beautiful lady, Valeria Hernandez Jimenez. She's a 3rd year at Futures. She's a junior. She's also a ESSEC member beside me. She is a college student. She's taking dual enrollment classes in ARC. She is our treasurer beside me. She is just as overachieving as me. Without her, I wouldn't have been able to take my AP classes. She also takes APUSH, AP, all of that, and she's a biomed student. So now we are going to get into Futures, our Futures spirit, and then Valeria will get into our Futures academics. So me and Valeria are ASB, if you can tell by our shirts, ASB. We are a part of leadership, and what we do in leadership. So there's a couple of things. So mainly in leadership, things that we organize are rallies, Spirit Week, Family Night, Future News, prom, all of that. And today, actually, we're in the middle of a Spirit Week, and Friday is our rally. It's called Winter Wonderland. I would hope for any of you guys to come.
Guys, you guys are invited.
But you guys are invited. You have my word. Basically, it's all... It's Winter Wonderland themed. It's Santa versus Grinch. Right now, we're going to organize some games, some raffles. It's going to be a great time for the students. We're in the middle of our Spirit Week, so yesterday was like Fuzzy Sock Day. Today was Wear a Festive Sweater. Other things that we organize are Family Night, prom, and yearbook talent shows, all of that, because we want to give something to the students. And I really so me and Valeria have been a part of Future News. We've been anchors, which I really liked. It was adorable. Basically, what Future News is we update the students on what's going on. Like, if we have a soccer game coming up, this is the date. If we have a meeting going on, this is the date. We always, tell them ahead of time. One of my favorite things that we have at Futures is our behavior team, paraeducators, our counselors, and our social workers. Those are our staff members, and we love our staff. So first, our behavior team, just to go into it, our behavior team is... if you have a conflict with another student or a staff member, they'll pull you out and talk to you. Our paraeducators, mainly Miss Maria, if you're struggling in a subject, you can go in. And that can also apply to Power Hour and Zero Period, which we'll talk in a second. Our counselors, like Miss Erica and Miss Tatiana, which we'll go into about college. But basically, if you need to switch your classes, they're always there. And our social worker, Miss Ashley, if you're having a bad day, if you need anything, if you're already having problems with the behavior team, you go talk to Miss Ashley. They will come. She will help you. So back to Power Hour and Zero Period. Power Hour is if you're struggling in a subject, you can come after school from 4 to 5, and you can get extra help. But Zero Period, so if I want to graduate early, I can come before school starts and get the credits I need. Another thing is my attendance ladies. Our attendance lady, Natalia, she is the best. She's a sweetheart. She's so amazing. Whenever we're late, we don't show up to school, one of our teachers actually marks us absent. They'll call us down and ask us what's going on, is everything okay, and fix our attendance. One thing that Mr. Lovato over here offers is Principal. So tea with the principal, barbecue with the principal, biscuits with the principal, all of that, so that your parents know who Mr. Lovano is. And one of my favorite things is our hype team that me and Val have started. So one of my teacher that instructed leadership, her name is Miss Pro. She always told us, like, if you have a positive impact, that positive impact will come back to you. And that's why we have the hype team. That's why I started it, and I told Val about it. And I said, hey, when there's rallies, when there's spirit weeks, whenever we have an event, we should be yelling, we should be screaming, we should be jumping up and down, so then the students will give us that same energy. And when she was dressed up as Santa Claus, it was adorable. Yeah. Now let's get into her time. Oh, there's some pictures. We have some pictures. So above there, in the pink, is leadership members, and then in the blue, what we're wearing is ASB.
Yeah.
That's class 2025-2026. And then there's a couple pictures of Lovano and our NHS. NHS, she will dive in more about, but basically we partner up with HLA, and we do programs like blood drive, canned food drive, Buster Buddies, and so on. All right.
Okay, my turn, guys. Woo! Okay, so I'm going to talk about future academics. So first of all, I want to talk about challenge, because I feel like as a person, as a student, I grow when I'm challenged. And I like that about futures, that it gives you the opportunity to take AP classes and do enrollment. And I want to go into the medical field, and right now I'm taking biology and physics in those reels. So I think that's very important for every single student to find out what they like. And just, experience, have a college experience, and yeah, dive deeper in that sense. We also have biomed class with Mrs. Stowe. I love Mrs. Stowe. She's the best teacher ever. We also have clubs like esports, music, band, different clubs that everyone can join, and they can pursue what they like and feel like a family. We have sports like basketball. Shout out to them. We got soccer, flag football, and more. We also have after-school programs like art and video games and music production.
Speaking of after-school program, Ramon is hosting one.
Yes! We love Ramon. He's always there for us. He's my uncle. He's my uncle, quote unquote. We also have senior projects and the California State Seal of Civic Engagement, which basically is like community service that every senior or early graduate junior need to take in order to graduate. The good part about this is that right now I'm making my own senior project, but the good thing about this is that it makes you go into the real world and experience real community service. And I think this is really important because students, I feel like high school students, I feel like sometimes adults put a lot of pressure on us on what are we going to do in the future. Like, after high school, you're supposed to know what are you going to do. You want to go to college, or you want to be a doctor? What do you want to be? But having like a senior project or overall just doing community service, it helps you learn who you are as a person. What do you like as a person? What impact you want to bring to your community. So I think it's very important. We also do a partnership with HLA, like Buster Buddies, which means like we help little kids learn how to read or write, just be there to help them. And part of what Bree said about NHS, we also help do movie night with them and just overall engage with the little kids. And finally, we got the stock market competition, which is a national competition. We won first place for the past 2 years, which I'm pretty proud of. So that's something about Futures, that it gives every single student different clubs, different classes, different programs that they can be at and just figure out what they like and just enjoy it and be part of the family. Yeah.
All right, next slide will be pictures for Val.
Okay, yeah, pictures, guys. We got a basketball team. We got some art programs.
At the bottom is our stock market competition,
Yeah.
where we won first place. All right, next slide. The future. So they question the future, what we want to see and what we're working towards. So like I said, what I mentioned earlier about the hype team, why I value it so much is it really, so we share a school with HLA. It's K through 8 and then we're 9 through 12. And it's already hard enough because we don't have a proper stadium or a football field, and then some of the students don't feel like it's a high school.
Real school.
And that's why we want to change their minds. We want to show them that this can be just as great of a school. Because some schools are just as big, have like 30 football teams and like 100 stadiums, don't have things do the civic engagement seal, or they don't have AP classes, which doesn't challenge the students enough. And that's why I'm really happy that it offers, and that's why I took it, so I can get the opportunities. I'm really pushing towards the hype team because I want students to realize that it's more than just a school. And even on my first day, since it was a small school, I'm very grateful it was. I didn't know where my classes were. We were all at that moment, like, where's my first period? The senior came up to me and said, hey, this is your class. I know this class. Let me tell you. And it was PE. It was PE. It was right in the gym. It's the biggest place, and I didn't notice it. But it really meant a lot because it was just a red to me and said, hey, I know that class. Let me take you there. And it was such a meaningful moment. They didn't even take that class. It was a meaningful moment because it showed how connected we are as a school. Later, I found out they were in leadership. And that just, I was like, leadership, we're leaders, we're putting them together. Let's call this the hype team. Let's put them together. And that's what I want to do going forward to the students. I want to show them that, like, you're not alone. Just because it's a small school doesn't mean, like, our hearts are small. It's just as big. And
Yeah, also part of it, I want to say I'm really excited for the football team next year, so more people can join and feel more like a real school. But overall, I feel like Futures is a great school because you're able to know everyone. You're able to engage with your peers and also with your teachers, which I really like that we're able to form a community and feel safe.
And yeah, last slide. Oh, sorry guys. Thank you guys so much. I've been Green Nabizada.
And I'm Alea Hernandez.
Do you
Thank
guys
you.
have any questions?
We don't have questions. I don't have questions, but I certainly have a lot of comments. I want to first thank both of you for your presentations.
Thank you.
You were just tremendous. You gave us some really good information, and I appreciate your saying how you really feel about Futures High School. And I was thinking when you were talking, big is not always better. So when you said, because the school is small, you're able to get around, you're able to meet people, you're able to know what it is that you're supposed to do, you're able to meet with your principal and all of the staff. You gave great compliments about the staff people with whom you work. And at this point, I'm going to ask your principal to stand, and I'm going to ask anyone else who's here from Futures to please stand so we can recognize you and say thank you for the work. Come on, don't be shy. Give us a hand. The parents, staff. It's because of you that these young people are able to stand and talk to us the way they did. It's what you do each day. Parents, staff, whoever you are, they could not do it without your help. And so we really appreciate you and thank you so, so very much. Keep up the good work. We're looking to see what's going to happen in the next 3, 4, 5 years. And we know you're going to do great things. We know that.
No, Lily has pretty much said what I want to say. Your enthusiasm is undeniable. You're truly student leaders, and just keep it up.
Thank you so much.
I want to thank you ladies for taking the leadership role. You know, just the fact that you interface with your peers, you're also working with the HLA students to help them. You know, these are life skills that you're going to continue to grow in, and the fact that you're just taking that leadership role is impressive to me, and I commend you both for that. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I just want to thank you for your beautiful smile. You just smiled the whole while you was up there, and so I know that the students love you because you got those beautiful smiles. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
And I'll just second all that was just said. I think you've done a marvelous job this evening, and thanks for being here.
Thank you. And we look forward to seeing you again soon.
And we will,
One thing, when was your Wonderland, what's the date?
This
oh,
Friday.
this Friday,
This
Yeah.
fourth period,
Fourth period, yeah. So that's,
during the day,
during the school day.
during school day.
yeah, you should come.
We'll send a lot of pictures and videos if you weren't able to make it.
Yeah, we'll send it, guys.
And on behalf of me and Val, we are grateful and thankful that you guys took the time to listen to our presentation and give us this opportunity to stand. And Mr. Superintendent Sample for giving us a chance to be in SAC. It's a great honor, and thank you all of you guys for listening to our presentation.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
That's what it's all about. Everything we do here, everything you do there is just to show what the students can do and what they're capable of. And I'm getting a little teary-eyed, so we better move on.
If you cry, we cry. We cry.
I'm not gonna do it tonight. I'm gonna be okay. All right, so we have another study session, GCC All Sports Recognition. Okay, that's yours, Mr. Superintendent.
All right. Thank you, Madam President, members of the board. Again, tonight it really is about highlighting our students. So there are two teams that I would like to recognize tonight, and we'll recognize some more in January. But tonight, we're first proud to recognize the Futures High School girls volleyball team. This year, the Lady Knights made Futures history with an impressive 23-3 overall record and a 12-2 record in league play, earning the title of CVCL, Central Valley Capital League? Is that correct, Vicente? Okay, thank you. One of those. League champions for the first time in school's history. And so at this time, I would like to invite coaches Bryce Brown and Aaron Wyatt to join us at the podium here and just share a few words about the team and their season and introduce the team. All right, so who's going to come up? All right, come on up, ladies. All right, tell us about this season.
Turn your mic on, Sophia.
Okay. Hi, everyone. Okay, I'm Sophia. I was one of our players for the Futures girls volleyball team. The Futures Lady Knights went 23-3 this season. It was a really good season, and we won the first ever Women's League Championship for Futures High School. It was an amazing season, and we're very, very thankful for all the support we had. We had support from our families, our students, parents, and of course the district. The main reason we were able to get so far this season was definitely all thanks to our coaches. They're great people, and they were incredibly helpful, and they gave us a lot of opportunities, and they put a lot of time and effort into our team, like all of their time and effort. This season gave us incredible opportunities, and one of our players, Svetlana Blishchik, who's here, she got league MVP, and she has improved a lot, and she's only a junior so far, and she's probably the best person on our team. I got the opportunity to be given a roster spot for the 2026 season to play for Sac City College. All of the girls have improved a lot. We got to know, we had incoming freshmen who honestly have been like such little sweethearts, and we got to know them, and they have improved so much, which we're really proud of. Our coach has set up a trip to William Jessup College this season, and we got to watch their practice and come to one of their games, which is also a really good opportunity. And we got to observe just how they played and everything. We got to speak to the coaches and to the players. It was just an amazing opportunity that we're really thankful for, and that our coaches worked so hard to help us, and the district supported us, and we had a lot of support from our families too. Thank you.
So Sophia, is that a video that we have up here?
It's a video
It is a video.
from their social media.
All right, let's see it, and then we're going to invite all the players and the coaches up to take a picture with the board. So let's watch the video first. So if the coaches and players that are here, if you'll come and join us on the stage to take a picture with the board.
And you're going to give me.
And then I'm going to give these to the coaches.
Great.
Valeria, to come on up.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you guys. So much. Great job. I want a picture.
All right, come on, we have a picture.
Yeah. Okay, sweetie.
You need to be in the middle. Yeah, you be in the middle here. Thank you.
Okay, we do that, you know?
All right. Okay, so again, congratulations to Futures. I want to also take this opportunity to recognize Community Outreach Academy. These student athletes from COA for winning the 2025 GCC Elementary Volleyball Championship. Let's give them a big round of applause. And then Epic and our GCC Middle School volleyball champions will be recognized at our next meeting. So these elementary students had an outstanding season showing teamwork, determination, and some were even selected to play in the All-Star game. So if you will welcome our coaches or someone from the COA student athletes to come onto the front and just kind of share about your season. All right, here we go, and then we'll recognize our students with the picture.
Hello. Good evening. Yes. Thank you so much, yes, for your recognition. So, first of all, this year, we a little bit changed our strategy, and we decided to pick as many students as we can. We're not pulling out any students from the team and give them all of them give a chance to participate. And I'm so happy we know that they focus them to win this competition, to win these games, but they did it, so we're so happy about that. And thank you so much. So I hope most of them will continue practicing in volleyball, and we will see them in maybe next year in middle school and in the high school. So we'll see them improving, and we'll see them motivating to keep practicing. So, and this is great. So I think we achieve all our goals in this year. So with our students, okay, yeah, thank you.
Congratulations. And Vicente, hopefully the coaches at Futures have been watching the feeders that are coming up. So we would like to invite the students to come on up on the stage so that we can take a picture with each of you as a group and your coaches. So, and I do believe you have an administrator here, Mr. Prejliak.
Yeah. Okay, thank you, parents, thank you, students, thank all of you for coming tonight. We are so proud of you, and we thank you for your hard work at your schools. Now, I've got an announcement for you. You don't have to stay. You go home and get ready, get your sleep, and get ready for school tomorrow. Take care. Have a happy winter break that's coming up soon. So, you may be excused now.
Yeah. So if you want to go home, you can.
Or you can stay if you want.
Bye, guys.
Bye-bye, all. Thanks so much for coming. Thank you. Oh, gosh. You would think I knew by now. We are now down to our consent agenda items. And just for those who do not have them in front of them, approve adoption of CC Board meeting minutes, 11/12/2025. Approve personnel consent agenda items, purchases over $30,000. Approve board policy update. Approve teacher assignment monitoring outcome data. Approve lease for Empowering Possibility International Charter EPIC at 2945 Ramco Street, Suite 120, West Sacramento. These are the items for approval for consent agenda. I will entertain a motion.
Move approval. Approval is consent agenda.
Okay, I have a move approval. I need a second.
Second.
Okay, we have move approval and second. Roll call, Mr. Mark Anderson,
Yes.
Mr. Harry Block,
Yes?
Mr. Bruce Mandrake,
Yes.
Mr. Jack Turner,
Yes.
Lily Campbell, yes. Unanimously approved the consent agenda items. And now we are moving into business, and that is the CCC first interim budget and financial report. So we are ready for that at this point. So thank you so much, Ms. O'Mara.
Good evening, Board, Trustees, Superintendent Sample, Cabinet, and our audience staff that's still here, and parents, families that are present or viewing us online. I am going to present the first interim budget for the 2025-26 year. Let's get started. I want to start off by acknowledging and giving thanks to our principals that come in every interim and give us feedback, give us any changes, any updates, let us know what's happening at their site in terms of expenditures, staffing changes, et cetera. Our directors, our assistant superintendents of educational services, human resources, and also our business services department that always feels when the budget team is busy and during crunch time. So I want to thank them also. So specifically, I want to give a shout out to our budget team, Ms. Valerie Rogers, that's our Director of Business Services, that's here in the audience. Sofia Cornejo is our Supervisor of Fiscal Services. Cindy Panikmar, which is here with her daughter, so she can experience the budget meeting and to see what her mom does at work. And then Ms. Mia Vang, she's also our budget and financial analyst. So they are the key components that put this book together, and a lot of hours and time goes into putting this together. Did I skip one? I sure did. Okay, so I will be, I just did our introduction and our acknowledgements. I will also review the local control funding formula. I will talk about enrollment, our average daily attendance, or also known as our ADA, our unduplicated pupil percentage, which is also known as our UPP, our revenues, our expenditures, our fund balance, components of ending fund balance, and then any risks that we're seeing on the horizon. So I'm going to talk a little bit about what the first interim is. It's required of all LEAs, which includes the comparison of our original budget, which is our adopted budget, adopted on sometime mid to late June. Our board-approved operating budget is the same thing, because that's the last thing we approved. Our revised budget, which is this budget, this is the first interim budget, and that reflects expenditures of actuals through October 31st of 2025. So that is the cutoff of expenditures that are reported on this first interim, and then projections based on those numbers and any feedback we got from staff. This presentation will focus on the comparisons between the adopted budget and the proposed budget revisions, or our first interim, across all our GCC sites. And then additional details can be found on our 300 and some page budget book.
Yeah.
The first and biggest component of our budget is our LCFF revenue. The first interim budget assumptions include a COLA of 2.3%. It includes supplemental grant of 20%, 65% of concentration dollars per 88. We qualify for all, for both supplemental and concentration. Not all districts qualify for that. So if your UPP is not above 55%, you don't qualify. We qualify for all the components. We also get a grade span adjustment of 1,067 for K3, and an additional 323 for grade levels 9-12. The components of the LCFF include the base, which is just the standard numbers we get per student. We get LCFF concentration dollars and supplemental dollars. We also have a component called EPA, or Educated Protection Act, and then property taxes that we receive from our authorizers on property taxes of where the district or the LEA, the charter, resides. It's our main source of revenue, and it's based on our average daily attendance, also known as our ADA, our unduplicated, I'm having trouble tonight, unduplicated pupil count, or UPP, and our COLA. So those are the main factors that make up this revenue. I also have included a multi-year projection that reflects 3.02 COLA for 26-27 and 3.42% for the 27-28. Those are just assumptions as of the enacted budget. Those are subject to change once we hear more from our governor. Okay. Enrollment and ADA, this is what is reflected on the screen. I want to reflect on the enrollment from adopted to first interim first. We had a drop of 90 students overall. For CCCS, we had an increase of 44, which is netted against the decreases. CCCS had a program that we started this year called Connections, and it's a homeschool program. And so that's the reflection of that program implementation. So there could be some drops on our other sites, but overall, CCCS as a whole with all its programs was up 44 students. For COA and for EPIC, they had slight decreases to their enrollments. Not significant enough to make cuts, but they were able to be able to live within their operating budget regardless of their enrollment decline. We did have two sites that had to have some intervening at the beginning of the year, and that's Futures High School in Salisac City. As we know, statewide enrollment has been going down. These two sites in particular saw a significant decline in their enrollment, and so we had to really look at staffing and really try to mitigate that before it became a problem. So the other site that has an increase is GIS. As you know, we opened 4 portables at the beginning of this year that allowed for a little bit of expansion of that campus. So just wanted to highlight those. And then for our ADA is just a reflection, 3-year historical of what their ADA to enrollment has been. And the 90 decrease is reflective of the 110-30 of ADA drop. As we're seeing decline in enrollment statewide, and it's starting to show up on our charters, UPP has also gone down for all our sites. That means that our demographics are changing, and so we just have to be aware of what's happening in our surroundings. As you can see, Twin Rivers also has a decline, so it's across the board for all our sites that we're seeing a change. The other thing that could potentially be changing this is federal policy and what's happening with the instability of our federal government. So just wanted to point that out. These are our revenues, and our overall revenue increased $1 million regardless of what's happening with our LCFF. We have an overall increase, and I'll go into the details on what is driving that. On the pie chart, you can see that still LCFF is our biggest pot of the pie, which is 72% of our revenues, followed by the state at 16%, and then we get more local than we do federal. Federal is the lowest, 5%. The LCFF decrease of I believe it was 2.7. Let me just double check. Yeah, it was 2.7 million. It's due to the decrease of 110.3 ADA, unduplicated drops, and reflective of the COLA with the 2.3. That was a total impact of 2.7 decrease overall for the LCFF since adopted. Here's the summary on the rest of our revenues. For federal, we had a decrease due to the removal of the student nutrition revenue that I budgeted and adopted for 25-26 for the STAVAs. What we found is that we needed to fix our kitchen serving areas in terms of flooring, et cetera. CDE wants health permits at all the sites that are serving food, and so that's going to require us to do some work orders, some capital improvement projects in order for us to be able to get those health permits and then apply for funding. So I have removed that for this year. We are currently working on some things that the health department has asked us to do in order to get funding. Also, there was a notable decrease in Title I. Out of the 138, there's 80,000 that was Title I decrease. And so again, back to the whole federal policy and what's happening in the federal level, we're really watching to see what's happening in our federal funding. We do have Title I, all our titles are based on prior year P2 and rates, and so we're just continuing to monitor and seeing what's happening with the federal revenue. Our state revenue increased, so as I mentioned at adopted budget, I did not budget for the Student Support Professional Development Block Grant due to the fact that in past years, they've clawed back revenue, and with the state's uncertainty, I decided to wait for first interim to ensure that we did receive apportionment for this. The money has come in, so 1.7 million was awarded for the Student Support Professional Development Block Grant. 1.4 was awarded to 4 schools for literacy coaches and reading specialists, and that's really based on criteria, and so if they qualified, they received that funding. If they did not qualify, they did not. 1.25 of middle college and early college. This is a continuation of the CCAP program, which is dual enrollment. We had one of our Futures High School students talk about her participation in dual enrollment. This is what this funding is for, and so our high schools are the ones that were eligible for that funding. And 431,000 of Learning Recovery Emergency Block Grant. That's money that's coming in the next 3 years. That is just the first year's apportionment. This is money that the state promised they would give us back. They actually kept their word on money they clawed back, they're giving back to us. And so this is the first of the 3 years of that funding. We did, although, have decreases to the Career Technical Education Incentive Grant, also known as CTIG, of 777,000. There was a restructured with CTE, and so we saw a lot of funding loss for our TK8 campuses. They've received significantly less than they did prior year. And so that Student Support Professional Development Discretionary Block Grant has kind of built that cushion in for that. In addition, we are losing funding of 116,000 of Strong Workforce Program that was set aside for carryover that did not materialize into the current year. Other decreases or increases are due to carryover number true-ups as of unaudited actuals. That's one of the biggest difference in between adopted and first interim. Adopted is based on the estimated actuals or where we think we're going to end, where first interim has now reflected our close of the prior year. Our local revenue went down by 403,000. That's a reflection of what we've received so far of Q1 interest and Q1 E-rate. And so those are true-up numbers of local revenue. Okay. Moving on to general fund expenditures. Overall, we have increased 6.6 or 6.7 million, and that is an increase about 5%. Overall, we have services and other operating expenses at 20% based on the pie chart. Just want to remind the board and the audience that number is larger than maybe most districts due to the fact that we do subcontracts, we do transportation, and we do technology through service agreements. We partner with districts to pay for our technology infrastructure, and we pay vendors to transport our children. So that's normally in most places in the salary lines because they'll hire in-house staff to be able to do that work. So I will go into now the details on our general fund expenditures. So our certificated salaries came down by 800,000. That's due to the cuts that I talked about for Futures High and Sava Sac City, and also reduction of contracts with, I take that back, being filled with contracts, and an increase to the new homeschool program for CCCS. We had increase in teachers, so that's a netted effect of those two things. Classified salaries decreased by 419,000. Again, it's part of the cuts we did to the 2 schools. Also vacant positions being filled with subcontractors for after-school program and special education only for the classified side. Reductions are also due to right-sizing of the organization. So last year, due to the loss of one-time money, we did make cuts to some of these classified salaries. So this is the true-up of that. The benefits decreased by 581. That's just the percentage of what we've dropped in certificated and classified salaries. And it's also partly because we had savings in our health and welfare. So we always budget whatever we increased, and if that doesn't materialize, then we true up at first interim. So with a lot of new hires, we don't know what they're gonna elect. Some people might come in and maybe their spouse has health and welfare, or they pick different plans. So that's a reflection of that. Books and supplies has increased by 585,000. That's a reflection of implementation of the new programs that I'll talk about from the state side. This category also serves as placeholder for dollars that are not yet planned. Since we've received new grants, some of that still is in place. Some of it is multi-year also that could be spent across multiple years. Okay. Services and other operating expenses, $1.4 million decrease due to the reduction of the mental health and wellness vendors, and also coaching, just professional development coaching. And that doesn't mean it's not happening in-house, right? We have counselors in place, we have social workers. Again, the girls from Futures did a great job kind of outlining the supports that they have at the schools in terms of health and wellness, right? And so the Community Engagement Department with the CCSPP grant also works to ensure that those things are being met. And then for coaching, we do a lot of that in-house with our administrators, going out and being mentors to our principals, et cetera. So the work continues, it's just we have to get more creative as budgets tighten up. Our capital outlay increased by 9.4, and that's due to the following projects. We have a potential move for CCCS, a TK8, and so that was budgeted of $100,000. COA Dudley C campus and also the elementary campus has playgrounds that are going into their campuses. Futures High and HLA, there's a new field that's kind of been rolling over from prior year, and a library redesign at their campus. All the SAVAs are getting new intercoms due to safety issues. That is also something that rolled over from prior year that was not completed, so they're still working on that. SAVA Elk Grove has a new suite that they're remodeling for office space and moving their offices, their front office, to that location. And Epic has 2 TK classrooms that they will have shortly, hopefully by the end of the semester. So those are some of the things, and later on I'll tell you a little bit about how we're paying for that and kind of how the closing of the books and how that money rolls over on this slide. So the beginning balance, as you can see, the adopted budget, the beginning balance was based on estimated actuals was $84.2 million. Your first interim budget beginning balance is 93.1. That's an increase of 8.1. That's due to those facility projects not materializing in the prior year. So a lot of those projects rolled over into the current year. You have 8.8 million to offset that 9.4 of increase in capital outlay. So I know that that looks a little different, but this is the explanation of how that works. Your ending balances are going to be 78.2 or 0.3 as of adopted. We're going to end our first interim at 81.5. And the difference between that is, again, those state programs that we got, like the literacy one, they're multi-year expenditure plans, so some of that money will roll over for future years until we completely spend it down. Okay. Components of ending fund balance, we still have pretty healthy reserves. In our programs, we have a total of 81.5 million in reserves, and those are the different components. We have 14.7 in restricted dollars. That includes all the state grant funding that we received. Non-spendables, that's your revolving account and your prepaids. And then we have some of the set-asides that we have. So the bottom three are the 30%. We only have 2 schools right now that are not meeting the 30%. One of them being Sabat Twin River, so we're working to try to mitigate that, and GIS, and that was intentional. GIS, we knew we were going to dip into that to pay for this expansion. Again, we applied for Prop 2 money, hoping that we receive something to kind of offset. They do have a plan to repay the reserve and make sure that they rebuild that. But we still overall have healthy reserves. Some of the risks moving forward is, again, the new federal the federal side of the house. We have potential closures or drastic changes to the Department of Education. There's talks of cost shifts from federal to state, meaning the revenue would not be distributed by the feds. It would then go down to the state, and then the state would reissue that funding to the LEAs. There's unpredictability with tariffs and trade policies. There's threats with the global economic competition and geopolitical tensions. And on the state side of the house, we have a state structural deficit through 28-29, so it makes me a little nervous too that the state is also having financial issues. Housing affordability in California continues to be a challenge with persistent limited inventory, and California is the 4th highest in the nation of unemployment at 6%. So that is important to look at and keep on the radar. For the 25-26 year, they talked about cash deferrals at the enacted budget. So the last update is that we were going to have June cash deferrals. With the revenues being up currently, I'm anticipating that that's not going to be the case. But I will give you an update come January, February timeframe on what the latest news is on that. As of now, it's still in play. We have risks to Prop 98 with slow growth, so just the economics around the state budget has slow growth for Prop 98. We continue to have compensation pressures, pension costs, CalPERS continues to increase slowly. It kind of increases, decreases, but it's still pretty stagnant. And then again, expiring one-time revenue sources. The state loves to give us one-time money, but then there's no plan to continue the programs that we built. And so those cliffs continue to be there. They're here. There's more decline than there is money coming in. And so, and then with the decline in enrollment and decline in UPP is also risks that we're monitoring and observing. And with that, I will entertain any questions.
Yes, an excellent presentation, and really want to thank you and your staff. And as we have said many times, it is an extremely complex budget. I just want to point out what she focused on enrollment. I think certainly on the statewide, we're looking at a leveling, if not a decline in enrollment, and I think that's just an area, we'll have some programs that probably will increase, but I think overall, I think we're looking at a leveling of the growth, and I think that's just going to be something that will kind of predict what we're going to be able to do in the future. And I appreciate you bringing that out and highlighting that here at the board meeting. And as always, I appreciate our reserves, which I think is one of the factors that will lead to the success of the GCC in the long term, given all of the economic risk factors that you've raised. Again, thank you.
Yes, Bruce?
Following up on what Jack said, the volatility, unpredictability of our, especially revenue sources, is really amazing these days. And the reserves really help to smooth some of that out, but also it takes really good management and really good school site management to smooth that out as well. So I'm happy to say we're doing a very good job at that, and I'm not sure it's going to get less predictable in the next couple of years. So hang in there.
Thank you.
I appreciate the fact that Bruce mentioned our reserves, and we're not sure, where it's going to go. But I appreciate the fact that you work with principals and administrators, and they understand what the possibilities might be, and you're doing long-range planning for that. So thank you. Thank your staff so much for all of the work that you do. I'm looking at it. It's easy. So thank you so much for the report and keeping us informed, because we have to make decisions based upon the information you give us. So we really appreciate the accuracy of your information and getting it to us in a timely manner. So thank you, all of you. So, anything further?
Nothing further other than just to, once again, affirm Amira and her team. Board, I will tell you, our budget is very complicated. It's not much like a lot of school districts in that we have 9 of these budgets. And even after the board's approval tonight, the work doesn't end here. Now we move to reporting to our authorizers
Yes.
what's happening. So definitely want to say that it's yeoman's work in terms of what our business department does.
Yeah, and just to echo what Superintendent Sample is mentioning, we are not like a school district in terms of also our LCFF, that impact of 2.7, the district would not see because it's based on their prior to current year, whichever is higher. So if last year we had a higher number, then the state would use the prior year for school district. For us, we are live on whatever our P2 actuals are, so that means we got to make cuts now. We can't wait. We don't have that year cushion to be able to make cuts.
Yeah. So thank you. Okay, it is now time for us to entertain a motion for approval of the first interim budget and financial report.
Move approval.
Move approval.
Second.
And second, we have any other discussion? Comments? Hearing none, seeing none, roll call. Mr. Mark Anderson?
Yes.
Mr. Harry Block?
Yes.
Mr. Bruce Mandrick?
Yes.
Mr. Jack Turner?
Yes.
Lily Campbell, yes. And so, the first interim budget and financial report has unanimously been approved. And thank you with accommodations. Okay. All right. And now we are moving to board comments. Board comments? Anyone? Anyone? Yes,
I
Mr.
just want
Block.
to say, I had a great time at the museum, and it was really great. The kids all gone now, but I really enjoyed it over there.
At the
You know,
career.
even though it was raining, I got wet a little bit, but I didn't get wet as some people did.
Yes,
So
some
it
of
was
us.
nice. Thank you.
I'd also like to comment on that as well. I think it was an excellent program, and thanking Tim Sprinkles for helping pull that, and Ashley Madden pulling that together. I was really impressed that we actually got our 5th graders exposed to this, because that's really an important thing to get our younger people to kind of get this experience and understand, kind of gets them, their brains in gear as far as, what do I want to do when I grow up?
Yeah.
So I think it was a great experience. I'm glad that we expanded it to the
Yes.
middle schoolers as well, or the elementary school. Thank you.
I agree with both of you. It was a great day, a very busy day. There were a lot of people there who were in attendance, and yes, we all got wet. But it was well worth it with all of the vendors and students in and out. So it was a great, and please make sure those comments are given. All right. our next item will be announcement of the next board meeting.
Our next board meeting is going to be January 13th, 2026 at 4:45.
All right. Anything else? Is that it?
Just, Madam President, I just wanted to take the opportunity to acknowledge that one of our foundation board members is in the audience tonight, Mr. Alex Ushakov, so glad to have Alex here. The foundation had a meeting today, so again, glad to have
Glad to
Alex
see
here.
you again, sir. Is there anything, when is our retreat coming up? Do we have information on our retreat?
We do. It's going to be February 10th.
It's February the 10th.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
And so, thank you, Madam President. That was one of the notes that I had, was just to share with the board that we have started the work around our mid-year retreat. We have been looking at a venue somewhere in the downtown Sacramento area, just to be able to have an off-site, because our normal location at the Sierra Health Foundation will not be available for our usage this year. So we are hard at work trying to find something in that kind of downtown area.
Can you tell us where you're looking in the downtown area?
We've looked a few places that are, close to the
Available?
Capitol, maybe an office building. I believe there's a few local hotels that are down in that general vicinity. And so really just looking, really what's the board's pleasure?
Well, I have a pleasure. I hope we are not able to go downtown. Because it's very difficult early in the morning to get downtown, particularly to some of us who live on the other side of downtown. And if we're to be there by 8:30 or 9 o'clock, the traffic is going to prevent that from happening. So if there's any way we can stay on this side, even here or someplace else, I have no problems with here at all. But if you go downtown, you got to get staff down there, you got to get all the people who are presenting to us down there, and I have done that, and it's not a very good thing, and that's my opinion. So, and I'm sharing that.
I concur.
Sir,
I concur.
you concur? Okay.
Although I would suggest too, we just are bringing on somebody from Sac State, and that might be an opportunity as well. It's not as far as going downtown, but, if we can find something locally, it'd be great.
Yeah, it's just, I'm happy here because all of the staff's here. They can go in and out of their office. The AV is here and everything, and our administrative assistant does all of the food preparation here and what have you. So that's my concern.
Okay.
So now you have it. Any other comments?
Well, only that I somewhat have been a spokesperson for us finding another site, and I will only say, sometimes it's good to, and just for the health of the board, to change venues, and I know it's hard on staff sometimes and so forth. I'm just recommending that we give some thought to that. A retreat usually, we used to call them charges way back in the day.
Or advance?
But it's more than just a presentation of facts and so forth. It's an opportunity for the board to somewhat have a different environment. And so I know it's going to be a little bit of a challenge and so forth, but if you can find a site, and now I will not argue with the Lily about going downtown. I think, but if there isn't a place, there isn't a place, and we'll have to end up here. I would be disappointed if that happens, but I'm a big boy and I can handle that. So there you have it.
Good show, big boy.
Yeah, and I agree with Jack. He just said what I was going to say, so thank you, Jack.
Okay, I think that's it for tonight. Anything else that we have omitted? Where is it going? We've got to have So now, at this point, I will entertain a motion for adjournment if we have utilized all of our comments and everything. A motion for adjournment.
So moved.
Second.
Second, it's been moved and second that we adjourn our meeting for GCC board meeting. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? No opposition. Thank you.